Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are listening to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Kieran Mack, and let's just jump into today's quick show. I just want to update you on some things in relation to the Phuket Sandbox model, which is slated to start on July 1st. There was a meeting yesterday between the Tourism Association of Thailand's Deputy Governor, Phuket International and Phuket Travel Agents, and along with the provincial government. Now, the Tourism Association stressed that the sandbox was still on track and that the government was not backing down and is still going ahead. Now, the Tourism Association did stress that they know people have been wondering exactly what's going on with the government and the CCSA. They seemed quite fickle in relation to making decisions and then suddenly reversing them very quickly. So they know that this is kind of instilling a lack of confidence right now in the Phuket model, but they want to stress that it is going ahead. The Phuket provincial government had discussions with the TAT governor on the modalities of the sandbox earlier yesterday afternoon. If all goes well, and the operative word here is if, this would be the estimated timeline. So June 4th, TAT would submit to the sandbox model to the Prime Minister, who is the chair of the CCSA. And the CCSA have already given the sandbox its in principle approval. Now, early next week, the CCSA would review the sandbox and give it its approval if satisfied. 2 to 3 days later, the announcement will be published in the Royal Gazette. That's where everything needs to go so it becomes law and official. Now, there was a few things that seemed to be thrown into the spanner or thrown, let's say, up in the air. There were Public Health Department have been basically concerned and they want to make amendments. Now, please, when I tell you these are not finalized amendments, but they are things that, in my opinion, if implemented, will kill the sandbox model completely. The first one was a proposal by the Public Health Ministry to increase the mandatory stay in Phuket from 7 to 14 days. This means that a vaccinated traveller in Phuket who's under the sandbox model must stay in a SHA certified hotel resort in Phuket for a minimum of 14 days before they travel to other parts of Thailand. And they want to introduce area quarantine instead of allowing vaccinated travellers the freedom to roam around Phuket as per the current plan. They would be confined to the area where they are staying. For example, if they're staying in a hotel in Patong sub-district, he would have to remain in Patong sub-district for the duration of his stay. And if he wants to travel to other parts of Phuket, he may only do so via a sealed route. Now, this is all still work in progress. This is all discussions, but these kind of things are, in my opinion, what will kill the sandbox model completely. For people who have asked about transiting through Bangkok, there is this would be possible. They've said this will be possible, and through Terminal E9, this will be reserved for international domestic transfers. So this will be a sealed part of the airport where transfers between Bangkok and Phuket can happen. So that is definitely would be definitely a positive thing. Now, obviously, the logistics of this transfer will have to be worked through, but it seems everything is rushed. It's all being left to the last minute. People are throwing in, lobbing in grenades into the whole thing to screw it all up at the last minute. And it seems to me that they're very indecisive about opening up. It seems they don't. They want to open up, but they want to do it in such a strict way that, in my opinion, and in my humble opinion, this is not what international tourists want. And let's be frank and honest, who's going to come for that? Being told you can only stay in a specific area, you have to stay 14 days in Phuket before you can head off the island and visit other parts of Thailand. It's a killer. The people who are even proposing this should be spoken to and say, listen, this is nonsense. Go away from us. But as per usual, they all start to listen to it and think it's a great idea. Now, as I said, it's not confirmed. These are rumours. These are things that were discussed in a meeting that were put forth by the public health. So we're going to have to sit back and wait. But as I said, as I get more information and things become clear, I will definitely continue to update you along the way. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating. We are available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you like to listen to your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.